Thanks. How are you?
Yeah, we're doing our random reading class. We have a lot of requests. I'm doing it on YouTube video, so we're not doing it live. Sometimes we do the classes live, yes. Page 146, Comfort My People. The theologizing person. Yes. Hopefully. We do hope so. Yeah, there's a lot of noise, as you can see, over the years with everything, and so many people, of course, just living their own lives. It's difficult sometimes, those that fall to the wayside. Yeah, a lot of invisible abuse that's happening. Many of us can see it very clearly, but as you can see, there's a lot of things that we see very clearly and have for a long time that many others don't. And a lot of innocent people have already been killed at the hands of ignorance and unconscious fields. Yeah, so what can you do about that? I mean, we're grateful and thankful we're actually still with it. I mean, I guess, right? Yeah, right? We're just watching from the great beyond. I mean, regardless whether we do have the capability to speak, yeah, we're aware. We know the nothingness that we are, what our capabilities are, where people like us usually wind up. Yeah, it's like the story of Jesus or the hero's journey, Star Wars, Rapunzel, Rumpelstiltskin, greed, and pick one of the seven deadly sins. Egotistical, drug addicts, how does that usually go? It's fun, right? Yeah, we were just listening to that, so that's a great example. Yeah, ramble, ramble, ramble. Yes. Oh, yeah, when you see people are talking about the Biden administration and them misplacing 42 million that was supposed to go towards getting everyone the internet, okay, that was a bullshit old school. Like, they're just kind of sweeping in on old funding and kind of getting stuff signed off really quick. Yeah, over the years, if you haven't noticed too, all the people going along that gives it steam, left side, right side, there's always some group standing up for their rights, getting vindication, taking back what was theirs. I mean, look at over the years what's been going on with all the different religious groups and tribes and sovereignty. Give me a fucking break. Okay. People who are oppressed, it's their time, and everyone's just teaching each other a lesson, signing off, turning their heads, misallocating funds because it's their time to get revenge or vindication for their people. It's fucking insane. Yeah, so we're here in Augusta, Maine. My name is Mary. I have 4 children here, my youngest 2 next door, in the hands of pedophiles, murderous, nasty, sick, mentally ill people. It horrifies us knowing what our children who can't talk because they were vaccine injured in 2013 after Dr. Baker from Winthrop Family Practice decided to vaccinate them behind our back. Yeah, after what we'd already been through for years, and when you see what people are working for and the activist groups they're connected to, it makes you fucking sick. No wonder people have fucking blown their brains out and so many people have died in freak accidents while you fucking pieces of shit play your games. Yeah, it's very disturbing. So hopefully there are proper authorities blowing in the wind somewhere nearby in your community that won't let those things happen and go along with people's childish beliefs and syndicated networks and markets that they know put people in danger. Yeah, so I'm not sure how to help you with that. I can't even help myself. I'm already dead and my children are in the hands of a sick, murderous pedophile. So all we can do is speak out, keep rambling the truth and hope that ears who do care hear and try to do what they can to help bring awareness and understanding to these communities, which can oftentimes be difficult for them because they're so wrapped up and get funding from who? I know, and you keep going here or there, no matter where you go. Mainstream news, Pfizer, doctors, hello? I know, it's really insane. And then when you see the doctors who do speak out and can speak out being attacked and harassed, losing their licenses, children being attacked, dying in freak accidents, yeah, we've been dealing with that stuff for decades. A lot of people, have you heard some of the doctors? And they go back into the 80s, a lot of these ones that have been connected with the different, what do you call it, big pharma, I guess you could call it. Yeah, for sure. I know, it's interesting, right? And some of the people, who have made a lot of the money and responsible in those power positions that somehow are just delusional or mental, and people sign stuff without them knowing. Yeah, I know. It's really difficult when you actually start getting into the, what do they call that? The weeds and, is it the weeds and wickets? I don't know. We're going to read Comfort My People, page 146. And can you see, too, just talking about that stuff? Right, it's very frustrating to a lot of us who have been aware and been speaking out for years. Because if you think you're sick of hearing it like a broken record, imagine how we feel having to say it over and over and over again, and having the people around us act totally fucking oblivious and protect their drugs and their dogs and these sick fucking pedophiles and work really hard to try to prove us to be crazy and show everyone what they have to deal with and tell them their stories of what they've seen and experienced. It's so mystical. What a phenomenon. The fucking phenomenon is how do we get these frickin' morons to pull their heads out of their asses and get fucking real and stop acting like children. For real. I know, it's fun, huh? Page 146. If our people are now confused and hurt, we cannot risk failing them even further when they do so desperately need sensitive pastoral help in understanding Christian personalistic values for their lives. More urgently than ever, the Church must serve the world by articulating a pastoral theology that witnesses to our grasp of the human struggle for a good life. Only the most naive can imagine that an acceptance of birth control techniques will solve the root problems of marriage, information, and technology without a clear, developed philosophy and interpersonal information and technology without a clear, developed philosophy of interpersonal values to inform them may be a step sideways instead of forward. Our civilization is burdened already with a technology that has outstripped man's wisdom to manage it. The real tyranny of this age, Paul Goodman has written, is not that it exploits man, but that it excludes him. If ever there was an occasion and an opportunity for the Church to focus on human values, it is now. This is especially true in view of the speculation about man's place in the timid new world that is already peeping over the rim of the next century.
Margaret Mead, for example, recently presented one of the alternative developments that may take place as a result of what she describes as the massive failure of our present style of family organization. Responsiveness to the world situation may take the form of a new willingness to assume responsibility for supporting massive dependence on modern scientific methods for the control of conception, and the use of such inventions as artificial insemination, artificial lactation, and perhaps extrauterine gestation. A reconsideration of the present family style of living may be effective in creating a new style with an emphasis on very small families and a high toleration of childless marriage, or a more encompassing social style in which parenthood would be limited to a smaller number of families whose principal function would be child rearing. The rest of the population would be free to function for the first time in history as individuals. By what stars or values will man be guided in this possible future environment? This is indeed a time for the Church, charged with understanding and sharing the meaning of personhood, to accept its dangerous role of relevancy. Who else will struggle with the question of human love if the priest does not? If he abdicates his reasoning to another profession, he need not thunder like the prophet, but he should be able to speak in human tones his own thoughts and convictions about the issues that lie at the very heart of life itself. Erikson, the distinguished psychoanalyst, is one of the few observers who has related family planning to another dimension of value. Modern man, forced to limit his fertility, is apt to consider the matter of procreative involvement resolved by the technical possibility of making a conscious choice in the matter of fertilization. For such a choice, men must be readied, yet an ever so safe love life, if accompanied by a mere avoidance of offspring and a denial of generativity, could be, in some, as severe a source of inner tension, and the denial of sexuality has been. There could well arise the specific guilt of playing with the fire of creation. The implications of greater freedom and family planning for what Christians believe about human relationships remain to be explored in depth. Perhaps so much energy has been expended in broadening our Christian view of marriage to include sex as more than a conscience, than a concession to human weakness, that we have not had time to look at this larger problem. If love is a fundamental issue, it is a concept that needs a strong Christian identity and affirmation. Love, however, has been invoked, if not explored, in many contemporary discussions about man's moral behavior. Everybody from the hippies to Hugh Hefner uses it as the touchstone for his vision of life. Love has hard edges, but these are often avoided quite subtly in the dialogue of today. What is this thing, so often blandly unspecified, that is spoken about so much? To understand love is really the prime challenge of our day, but this is not the direction that these discussions ordinarily take. Even transient sexual liaisons, some situations tell us, are redeemed if elements of tenderness and caring are present. Intimacies are approved if, in carrying them out, no one else is hurt. The hippies strew our culture with flowers, wave banners of love, and claim that they do not want to hurt anybody. Gotta go potty. Just a little white girl. has to go potty.